Alright, so as I gave a sneak preview of last week, had another really great buying appointment, and now I went through, there were, oh gosh, were there 10, 12 bins? There were a lot of bins of clothing to go through, and I kind of just had to pick out what immediately jumped out to me, because there's so many things, and I really have to be very careful about what I buy, and I could have taken everything, but I can't afford that. So I was just pulling things that immediately struck me, and now I'm gonna go back and kind of go through everything. As per usual, it's always in a folded heap because I have to get them off the floor. But I want to show you as I get things processed, and I jumped the gun a little bit, processed these 4 things, but I'll give you a little peek. Now, as you can probably immediately see, there's a little bit of a theme here with denim, and the reason why is the seller that came in has her own vintage shop. So if you want to find her, she's on Etsy. Her shop's name is Decades of Denim, and she specialized in a lot of amazing vintage denim. She's downsizing, switching over to focusing more on vintage home decor. Really wonderful. She has a great eye, but she had bins and bins and bins of Wranglers and Lees, and if you're a denim lover, you would have been in heaven. And I love denim, but I don't have a lot of room for it. And it was really great. It's always fun talking to other sellers because they know the struggle. Photographing and putting all of this stuff up online is tedious. It takes forever. And if you don't have a brick and mortar shop, it can get very overwhelming very quick. So we got a lot of denim. So have some of these Lee denim jackets. I love denim jackets. I don't do a lot with pants, but these jackets are classic and anybody can wear them. They last forever. But this one, actually no, it's the next one. The next one is a Harley Davidson denim jacket. If I have to explain, you wouldn't understand. No, this one's gonna sell quick. I just need to get it primed up. But it is another Lee denim jacket. All of these are in great condition. Some of them have been worn. Some of them do have more signs of wear, but I personally love that in my denim. Even though I'm not a denim aficionado, but I can still appreciate a great piece of clothing. Now this 80s acid wash denim jacket, I really just loved the clothing tag, the Clothing Academy, obviously from the 80s, but I love the wear to the tag itself. I've never heard of this brand before, but absolutely love it. Again, wonderful condition. It's so heavy. I mean, it's wonderful, and it's a great size as well. And then moving on, have the 70s earthy brown bomber jacket. Really wanted to get more menswear. I had, needed a little bit more menswear. Had another dealer come in yesterday who was buying for his shop out of state and cleared me out of some menswear. So it's really great to fluff that up. And might be thinking, what do you do when you have other resellers come into your shop? Now, I don't care. My thing is, if you don't try to haggle me down to the bone with my prices, if I price something low and you know you can make more off of it, please do. That's what you're there for. So take advantage of that. If I don't know about a jacket and it's really this really great rare brand and I only price it at 20 bucks, buy it, because you have that knowledge. I didn't, so you deserve to make the money off of that. That's just my idea. I have had other resellers come in and haggle, like, I swear they were trying to haggle the shirt off my back. There's a common courtesy with it. Like, I'm willing to wiggle on prices, but if you're talking me down from a pristine 1950s dress that has its tags on it, and I'm asking $45 for it, and you want me to sell it to you for 10 so you can resell it and make money, then you're gonna get my bitchy side. But no, the sellers I've had in lately have always been great, and if they do buy larger volume, I'll give them a discount if they're really nice about it. But anyways, that's my little spiel. So moving along on the pieces I've already processed is this big yank. That's an interesting name. Denim button down. And it'll last forever. Can't pass that up. This one I'm about ready to put in the front window. It's a 90s riveted Lee jacket. And as you can see, it does have wear. Whoever wore this wore it very well, but denim especially, it has its own story. You see the wear to it. I imagine the person who wore this probably wore it in high school or college and wore like their thumb through it and just wore it like that. And I don't know. They kind of leave the story of the original owner on it. And it still is in indestructible condition. And it's from the 90s. I love the 90s, and there are a lot of pieces that I got from this seller that really sparked my nostalgia. Now, I was born in 89, so I was in elementary school throughout the 90s. But I remember looking at Delia's and all of those little clothing catalogs you would get for free at Claire's back in the day, and look at the style in there and thinking, oh, I want to look that cool. I want to be cool like that. You know, you watch Clueless. So I found pieces in here that were very reminiscent, and I'm kind of living my 90s little girl dream by having them and now making them available to everyone else. So this is the first little snapshot. I am going to get these back on the floor, get this on the mannequin, and then we will tackle the pile over yonder. All right, now we are on to another denim jacket, and this one is from the 90s yet again, and it is Jordache International Studios. Again, the quintessential denim brand of the 90s. Wonderful condition. Has some light discoloration, but again, just makes it all the better. But see these lines, it's just the little details. And what I also really appreciate about the seller that I bought these from is that they were all freshly laundered, clean. So I appreciate that more than words, because I'm about laundried out right now. But these brands just bring me back. All right, just had to greet someone up front. Then I have these deadstock 90s Lee corduroys with the original tags still on them. And you can see that they got these originally from, I'm pretty sure it was Kohl's. I mean, they're not in perfect condition. They have some color fading right here, but the fact that they still have even the back tags on them, I love it. And the color and corduroys, I just can't pass them up. Now, this isn't my normal bread and butter. My partner Charles is the aficionado of menswear, so I've been able to kind of clue in onto things that he likes and what he would buy, and I think I did good with these, but absolutely love them. I'm excited to get these out. And again, I love the original tags. All right, so I'm starting a little pile of ones that I've checked in, and I am just doing a little organizing of menswear, women's wear, kind of unisex, jackets, denim jackets, button downs, just so I can kind of see where I'm at for each category and to help keep myself accountable. But now we are going to dive in. It's kind of from here on out a mix of men's and women's, but as you can see, there's a theme: denim and lots of color. And some pieces, I will admit ahead of time, are definitely for spring, summer next year. But as you all know, I like to pack things in back and have them ready to go out next season. You always have to buy a season ahead no matter what kind of retail business you're in. All right, let's keep trudging through. Now this kind of acid wash black denim skirt. Now I love it because I love a little denim skirt and I love the little darts right here. I've never heard of this brand and I don't know if this is late 80s, early 90s, but it's the brand Juju. And the label to me looks more 90s. So I'm gonna go with 90s, maybe early 90s, but I love that. It's a great staple piece. Love the little back slit. Now, these are probably more for spring, summer, but when you see a good piece, you just have to get it. And I already know some people that would look amazing in this, so I'll set it aside, get photographs of it. But another really cool find. Now this one I had to hang up so you can get the full breadth of how stunning it is. And this is vintage Barbara Lee. And this looks to be late 60s, just multicolored floral quilted house coat. I absolutely love this. I mean, I personally would wear this as a jacket out and about because of course I would. But pieces like these, again, I just had this conversation with someone the other day when it comes to vintage lingerie and loungewear that you can't find quality like this anymore. And even in vintage inspired brands, it's not the same because it's very expensive to produce well-made, ethical clothing nowadays, especially in the United States. So pieces like these need to be cherished. I absolutely love this house coat, and I love the kind of seafoam green, at least in this light, lining. Absolutely stunning. Another beautiful, beautiful find. And this is one that I'm definitely going to get up online. So as per usual, once I get all of these up, hopefully I'll have some of these up by the time you see this video, and the link will be in the description, but this is going to be great for any collector and whoever is the next lucky owner. I hope you wear it out all the time because it needs to be seen. Here at Carmine and Hayworth Vintage, we love vintage pennies, anything. And this late 1960s kind of lilac-y purple pennies fashions mini dress is no exception. Has stunning kind of like just a deeper purple suede, and it's in the mini dress style. Now I don't get a lot of purple dresses in because it's a hard color. It's a hard color for a lot of people to wear, but I couldn't pass this up. Absolutely gorgeous, in amazing condition, and I'm a pennies girl. I love pennies. In college, when I was broke, I mean, I'm still broke, but in college when I was especially broke for no reason, the penny sale section was where I got like 90% of my clothing that wasn't already vintage. So I'm really, really excited about this one. Love the buttons. And again, I'm just obsessed with the style and color. Now again, I'm always on the hunt for menswear, and especially ones with pearlized buttons. We have this short sleeve snap button down men's top, the really nice kind of earthy floral pattern, and oh, I just noticed the little details on here are little arrows. How cute is that? Well, I should say how studly is that? I don't know if guys want to be cute, but I love this. From the brand Authentic Western Youngbloods. Love it. Love being able to pad my menswear. That is one that's going to get put out right away. All right, now onward in the pile. And I know there are those of you watching who love sparkly things like I do that really want me to get to this lurex piece, but have a little patience. I always save the things that I love the most closer to the end. So you're going to have to be tortured and wait a little bit longer. We're going to sift through this side and work our way around, so we're getting to it. Now, one of the biggest requests I always get are to get vintage army wear, military wear, and I get them in here and there. I am always looking for sizing. Condition is not as big of an issue because, I mean, obviously these pieces are probably gonna have wear, but this coat is insane. So military issued size, let's say small. I mean, it's a really decent small, but it is completely fleece lined. You see this a lot in London fog coats. Double lined, absolutely amazing, great condition. Just some very slight discolorations on the side, but that's to be expected. But look at all of the buckles and everything. This is a heavy coat. I know the seller said that she actually did wear this, and even in the really cold winters we get here in North Dakota, she was sweating. So it is legit, as I expect it would be when you're in the military. But this one I don't anticipate lasting very long. This coat is going to last you forever, and I guarantee what I'm going to price it at is still going to be cheaper than any comparable coat that you would buy today. That's the great thing about vintage. Now this next piece, they look like just very well tailored pants, but I instantly recognized the label, and the label is Giorgio Sant'Angelo. And this is recognizable to me because I have a lot of pieces in my wish list from this designer in terms of dresses. Very beautiful, kind of boho, futuristic, flowy dresses. If I remember correctly, he started designing in the 60s, but I love a good pair of tailored trousers, and especially one that has, at least for me, some name recognition. I love it. I love creating mannequins with these tailored pants. There are a lot of pieces in here that I bought specifically for wardrobe pieces for these mannequins. It's kind of how my process goes sometimes, but I absolutely love these. And I think they're wool. Yeah, they're pure wool, and they feel amazing. I'm really excited to dress this up and do a whole outfit. Now this inky black confection, I had to hang up. Now when I first looked at this, I immediately noticed this kind of black semi-sheer chiffon draping at the collar. It's very sleek. It's not satin, but very just sleek front. And I thought, okay, it's a cute vintage little black dress, which is shockingly, black dresses are very hard sells. I don't know why. I personally love wearing black. They don't pop as much on the racks, so unless you have them on mannequins, it's very hard to get people to look at them. So I was about to pass on it, but then I turned it around and saw this amazing attached cape to the back. I mean, come on. That is absolutely insanely gorgeous. It's a small size, otherwise, you know, I'd be keeping it. But it turns it from just a little black dress into another piece of artwork, and it's very reminiscent of almost very Seal Chapman style. The draping, the construction. I haven't looked for a tag in this yet. Not sure. I didn't see one off the top, but I'll check it right now. But this one is just insane. So the tag is Abe Schrader. Never heard of that brand, but it's got a lot of good weight to it. Now I can just imagine, I mean, wear this out for the holidays. I have some stunning pearl necklaces, rhinestone necklaces that would just, I'm in love. I'm in love. I don't need more black dresses in my archive collection, so I am going to sell this one. This is one I definitely want to get up online because I think photos are going to be my biggest tool with this, but it's impeccable. Absolutely stunning. I might just turn the camera off and stare at it for a few more minutes. Now the next is this, it's either late 80s, early 90s, men's Woolrich sweater. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with wool knits. They can be itchy, especially if you have very sensitive skin. But if you can tolerate it, I mean, these are wonderful sweaters. Now, I did notice when I picked it that it does have a couple of little, I mean, it looks like someone tried to mend this just with some black yarn. So I'm not going to touch it because I won't make it any better. But I love the color, I love the knit, and it's menswear. So kind of just hits all the marks. But Woolrich, another really wonderful brand that I try to get in at any point I can because I know it's going to be quality and it's going to last. Now, again, I just said that black dresses don't sell very well, but there are just some that you can't pass up. And this one is a black. It's got this beautiful texture at the collar. It's a wonderful knit, pleated. But what got me is the matching little jacket. And it's this tiny little cropped sweater jacket, but it has just these little kind of tasseled strings at the collar. And then on the other side, there aren't any jewels left in these buttons. I don't mind that. Well, there's one. I do have extras that I may use for it. I'm not sure if they'll be the right size, but I really just liked the little detail of this little sweater jacket. And I feel like that is what makes these pieces jump, is they have to have some kind of texture and detailing to them to make them not just a simple black set. So this, I believe, is from the late 40s, maybe very early 50s. Wonderful size. And again, it's gonna be great for the holidays. Slap a beautiful rhinestone brooch on it, and you got yourself a classic outfit. Just mentioned texture, and lurex is not very comfortable, but this top, the inside actually doesn't feel bad at all. This is from the very late 70s. And again, with the holidays coming up, I like things that are sparkly, bright, but also wearable, and you can wear on more occasions. And again, it's a great wearable size, and I don't think it's uncomfortable at all. If you see inside here, it's not scratchy. So this one I think would be a really, really great addition. Great separates. I already know skirts and pants that I'm going to pair it with. All right, onward. Now, being that it's fall and it's October when I'm filming this, I have to get a knit sweater, and this was hand knit. Love the colors, love the size, love the pattern, and it's cozy. It's not scratchy. I think it's acrylic. Yeah, it's acrylic knit, so it's really not that scratchy. It's easy to take care of. And I don't have a lot of knit sweaters on the floor right now. I sold out of a bunch last winter. I had some I saved. I've sold some of those here and there the past couple of weeks. But again, it's always hard because I hate having all these things in backstock, even though it's necessary for what I do to have things in backstock. So if I like it, I just have to get it. And this is one of those that I'm pretty sure it's going to sell right away, which a lot of these knits do. So I doubt this will be in back at all at the end of the season. But regardless, it's a keeper. I, of course, had to get the classic basic of a knit vest. And this one is from Studio One by Campus. And I've had a lot of pieces from Campus, and I just sold another knit sweater vest from Campus. They're great layering pieces. Any gender can wear them. They're great staples. They last forever. This one, I just have to tack the tag on a little bit, but again, another really great staple that you can do a lot with, throw it over any outfit. And that's kind of what I was looking for with this buying appointment. Pieces that could be used in multiple different ways and aren't super literal. I love layering pieces, and I want everyone to get the most out of what they buy from here. To me, the biggest hurt is if someone buys something from here and they never wear it. That kills me. I hate that. I want people to get use out of what they're buying, what you're paying for. So I try to keep that in mind when picking what I have out on the floor. So I know there'll be no problem with this. Okay, so I didn't save this to the end. I got it out now. It's this beautiful winter blue silvery lurex knit maxi dress. this gorgeous lurex kind of peekaboo collar right there, and vintage snowflake brooch to top it off. Now, this one I'm pretty sure was handmade. I didn't find a maker's tag in it. It's unlined. And with this one, around the collar, it's itchy. Not gonna lie. The inside, again, isn't as bad. But I have a dress almost of this exact material at home. If I can find a picture of it, I'll insert it here. And it's not the most comfortable dress. All right, I can't remember where I left off on that. I was just with some customers. But yeah, absolutely love this dress. It's not the most comfortable, but it's beautiful. And if you're wearing for a short period of time or for photos or anything like that, you're gonna get maximum impact. And if you have a little bit of redness on your skin, at least it was worth it just for the beauty of this piece. Just gotta do a little slow-mo action of the sparkle just to give it its moment. Now, when I said that we were going to go down some 90s and early 2000s nostalgia, I was not lying. And for those of you who grew up in the 90s and the very, very early 2000s, you remember the jean skirts. And I mean, like, the cool girl jean skirts. I remember, I think it was back when I was in junior high. I'm pretty sure it was either the 8th or 9th grade. Like, the cool thing was to wear these jean skirts. I used to play volleyball, was not good at it. I mean, I wasn't bad, but I love vintage. I'm not an athlete. And I remember for all of our volleyball games, you would have to dress up. They put your fire ups on your locker doors. And I would always wear my one jean skirt that we were able to afford to buy. So this brought back a lot of memories, and I swore, I'm like, I would never wear anything like that again. But then I saw it and I thought, I don't know. I have this affinity towards it because it was a memory. It's something I remember wearing and really, really loving. And I feel like with styling, it can look just like out of a Delia's catalog. I can just see it in my head. I've got this gorgeous mod suede bucket style hat that would be an interesting mix of the decades for sure. But I can't even remember what is... All right, RVT Serve Piping Hot. Again, I'm not familiar with that brand. I'm pretty sure this was the late 90s. Gonna look it up a little bit more, but I mean, come on. It blows my mind. And I feel just like how I know my parents felt when I started seeing pieces of theirs that I considered vintage. You don't feel so far removed from it. I mean, I'm 35, right? I'm 35. This sounds horrible. I don't keep track. I'm pretty sure I'm 35. Sometimes you just don't keep track of what your age is. I feel how I feel. I feel ageless. I'll say that. I feel ageless. But I don't feel so far removed from the late 90s, early 2000s when I would have worn something like this. It doesn't seem like a distant past for me. This always teaches me when I tried to film these during shop hours. So again, I can't remember where I left off, but I love this jean skirt. And I'm not keeping it. It's going to be for sale. But there's some 90s pieces in here that it just brings me right back to the Delia's days, and I love it. Now this is an interesting 3-piece set from the 1960s, and it is from Jarrell of Texas. Beautiful yellow floral pattern, but what I love is it's a button-down blouse with these gorgeous, they're not wood buttons, they're plastic buttons, but gorgeous buttons, matching little bike shorts, and then this really great matching halter top with it. I immediately noticed the pattern right from the get-go, and again, just the little details of these buttons are fantastic. Now, she said the shorts weren't in the best condition, and what she might have meant by that Maybe there are some patches that were added, probably to some holes. Looks like the bottoms were cut off, so these could have been pants at one point in time, but I don't think they look too bad. And really, the halter top and this blouse, I think, are what really does it. But again, the buttons, I just love buttons. This is going to be a trio that I'll probably keep tucked in back until spring and summer. It's not very weather appropriate right now, but you never know. I might get it up online in the meantime, but very bright and sunny and definitely indicative of Texas. I can see the inspiration here. And kind of going on the ostentatious side and kind of rhinestone cowgirl. This 90s city girl sport embellished denim jean top. It's the embellishments. Again, it's a very particular taste. It's something different than what I normally get, but I don't know, it just jumped out at me, and the seller was asking me kind of what my process is and what things do I look for and what decades, and it was so hard to answer because I have pieces ranging from antique to early 2000s, everything in between. I just pick what I like. I don't know. I just gravitate towards it. I don't really have a reason. I just saw this, I liked it, and here we are. This next one I have to explain myself on. It's definitely a 90s dress. And it goes back to, again, the nostalgia of it. I could definitely see this in one of those 90s shows, whether it be My So-Called Life or Blossom. And it's this really cool, I kind of call it like couch upholstery type pattern. And it's an attached vest. So this vest is attached up here, and it's buttoned and tied, and real buttons, over this black creepy dress. But the vest ties and acts as a sash in back, and it's about a little below the knee length from C Studio. And it was one of those where it's very interesting. It's a black dress, but a black dress with a kick. It encompasses the 90s, but it's still very sleek, and it's different. Very different, kind of almost witchy. I'm thinking of a reference in my head as I'm talking about this, and I almost feel like you could have seen Robin Tunney's character in The Craft wearing this dress, right? Maybe I'll put up a picture of kind of what I'm envisioning. I absolutely love it, and if it was my size, I'm not gonna lie, I might be tempted to keep it. All right, it's the next day. I needed to take a little bit of a break. So we are gonna jump right back in to this next piece, and this is late 60s, maybe early 70s, but it's this really cool kind of red, cream, and two different shades of green plaid dress. And I need to zoom in on that pattern. It really gives it an extra kick, but I love this one because, again, it's a great size. There's a great range of sizes here, and that's, you know, kind of the perk of buying from other sellers, is that it's not just all from one person and their size, it's a range, which I love. But again, we have to take a look at these buttons. Let's see, what brand is it? Surbin of Florida, designed by Muriel Ryan. That's pretty cool. Definitely a really fun one. I wanted to take a little break from the clothing and show the two kind of jewelry accessory pieces I got. And of course, I always love these brass bangles. This one's from the 1970s. Let me set it down and zoom in on the detail. Really beautiful. This one's a lot heavier than the ones I normally get. It is a little bit thicker. Beautiful. Of course, I had to have that. And then I found this interesting piece, and it's funny because I had never seen one of these before until fairly recently. I don't even know what I was looking up online, but I came across these. And at first glance, you can only imagine what these were used for. Little kind of pinchers, beautiful, ornate. carving around the clasps, and it has this little chain that dangles. Now, I found two interesting descriptions of what this is. The most common one online are vintage glove holders, and they say that you clip this chain around your purse, and these just clip on and grasp your gloves, so you have your gloves either hanging off the side of your purse or in your purse. And I always thought there were easier ways to keep track of your gloves, but that was the most common explanation online. But then I found a listing on eBay, and I'll pop it right here and show you their description, but they say it's French, and I believe the pronunciation is Pas Rousseau. And that seller says that this was actually a skirt clip, like a Victorian era skirt clip, where this chain, if you had a chatelaine belt, this would just clasp right onto that belt, and it was a skirt clip. And when you would have to walk over water or needed to hold your skirt up, you would kind of bunch your skirt up. This would clip right to it and hold it up, which I think I'm going to test this out because that makes more sense to me than the gloves. So I'm going to grab a dress and see if that works. Now, I obviously don't have a chatelaine belt, but I bunched up a bunch of this fabric, holding it up and kind of holding it waist high, and it's got a really good grasp on that. And that's a good amount of fabric, a pretty hefty fabric. So I feel like this makes a lot more sense than gloves, but then again, I don't know. Two different descriptions. Maybe this was something like this was used to hold up your skirt, and as time progressed, they thought, well, what other things can we use to hold these with? And gloves, I suppose you just bunch them all together and clip them on your purse. So let me go find a pair of gloves and test that out. Okay, so I found a purse and a pair of gloves, pop that in there, and you know, that actually looks really cute. I just get more curious about, I mean, it doesn't look like these really would go anywhere. And that does look like a cute little accessory to put on the outside of your bag. Now, it makes sense that if you have that on the outside of the bag, easy access, unclip it, take it, go. Would you have it clipped inside the purse? I'm not sure. So you have two different uses. Maybe it just depended on what country you're in. Maybe in other countries, they use these for skirts. Here in the States, use it for gloves. Love to know what you think, and if you've seen these before, have you used them? I'd be curious, because I think the skirt method is actually a pretty cool idea. Although that, again, is not the most common one I've seen online, it makes a lot of sense to me, and I don't know, it seems pretty cool, but this looks really cute too. But I just had to put this into practice and test it out for myself. Okay, now we're starting on this pile, and the first is this really cool 1960s Barbizon bed jacket, beautiful quilted, has this floral embroidery on it. But obviously what I love is that it has its original tag still on it. This Barbizon bed jacket is machine washable. Wonderful. And it's in wonderful condition. Obviously it's never been worn. A really, really great piece, and I love Barbizon pieces. I'm not sure if I have any in my archive. This one I'm absolutely gonna sell, but I really should go through and look at all of my nightwear. I'm pretty sure I have at least one, but how gorgeous is that? I'm gonna get up on a hanger to show it in all of its glory. See, now that I have it on the hanger, I can see these really cool little pleats that they put up at the collar. Really a wonderful piece. This one is definitely gonna be available online. By the release of this video, I should have a good amount of these up. But really, I mean, anything with the original tags, I'm a sucker for. And even the Barbizon tag itself, gold stitching. Oh, it's not hard to see why I like to keep a lot of these pieces. They really do spark joy. All right, let's keep it moving. If you were a child of the 90s, then a dress like this should look very familiar. This is a navy blue corduroy mini dress with pockets, and it has buttons going all the way down. And if I flip it over, it's from, let's see, Squeeze Jeans, hard-wearing jeans wear. Tough and hard-wearing jeans of the highest workmanship. This was a dress I couldn't pass up. I really feel like these 90s pieces, you see them coming back again, but they're also really wearable. They're wonderful layering pieces. And this was like what I saw as the cool girl dress growing up. I had to pop it on over this long-sleeved blouse from the 70s that we just got in not too long ago, because this is how I would have seen this styled when I was growing up. Or even, let's see, I'm gonna grab this short sleeve white top. You would have seen it under there. Again, layers. I absolutely love it. It's just standing here, it's really bringing me back to my childhood and seeing all of the girls wear dresses like these, like really cool older girls in my school, and thinking they were just the coolest. And I wanted to be just like them and have these cool clothes. And although these don't fit me, I can still admire them from afar and, I don't know, create killer mannequins out of them. Ugh, trip down memory lane. Always a great way to start the morning. Now this next one I was originally gonna pass on, but I don't know, I just kept coming back to it. And it's this really cool accordion pleat blouse from Miss Calico, California. Has this button detail only on one shoulder, lace detail right here, but again, it still has its original tag. And I just noticed this now. This tag, it's from Pomaida. Now, I don't know if Pomaida is something that was really only around Lakes Country, but growing up, when I was in Minnesota, we lived in this little lake town and they had Pomaidas everywhere. It was kind of like, I would describe it as like a Kmart. So I think that might have just been a Lakes region thing, but that's really funny. Original tags. It's white, like a creamy white, and it doesn't have any discolorations. The gal who sold it to me, again, she kept these pieces in really impeccable condition. She kept apologizing because things had some wrinkles, but I'm like, they're clean. I never get the opportunity to go through pieces that have already been washed and cleaned, and I haven't been sneezing. I'm not coughing. It's wonderful. Like, I owe her a big debt of gratitude. Now, this next one I put on kind of my little dinky plastic hanger because I haven't decided if I'm going to put it out now and take it off and put it back on in the spring and summer. But this one is from the 1980s. It's from the brand California Crush. Now, immediately what struck me are the colors. But two-piece sets like this are not usually ones that I gravitate towards, but I'll show you the dress underneath and why it just kind of took my heart and I had to take it. Just a wonderful, almost sweetheart neckline. It's a longer dress, probably a little above ankle length, and it has the darting. You can't really see it here, but it has the darting around the waist. Super flattering. Absolutely gorgeous. And as I look at this, and even just looking at the label, I totally feel like this is something Kelly Kapowski would have worn on Saved by the Bell, like on the beach in the summer. Maybe her dress would have been a little bit shorter, but really a really great piece of 80s fashion. And the fact that it's two pieces, you can wear this little jacket with any other outfit, mix and match. I love getting two pieces in one. I'm probably going to put this out on the floor, see if it sells before winter hits, and if not, take it back and bring it back out in the spring and summer. I really, really love the colors and patterns, and it just spoke to me. And again, Kelly Kapowski. Of course, I have to represent the 1950s with this really cool kind of watercolor floral dress from the 1950s. I love the little kind of trim detail here in the buttons, and this is from the brand Gay Gibson. I've had a couple of dresses from that brand before, and they've always really been big hits. But I liked The mix of the patterns and the muted colors. I feel like this is really great for fall. It's pretty thin, but again, wear a slip under it, put a cardigan on, and I think you have a really great fall dress. As per usual, with everything I've gotten from the seller, it's in wonderful condition. Of course, I'm not one to pass up good knitwear, and this particular one, I believe, is from the late 1970s from the brand Evans, made in Italy, hand embroidered, pure wool. And what struck me about this is I really love the colors. Now, I'm Scandinavian, and this really rich green, red, the cream, the blue, I'm very familiar with. Kind of holiday colors, which you wouldn't think because of the blue, but this one just really reminded me of growing up. And I'm gonna see if I can find the picture of me in traditional Scandinavian wear when I was a toddler. Very similar colors. It just spoke to me. And look at just the beautiful embroidery on here. And even though it is 100% wool, I mean, there's a little bit of texture to it, but I don't feel it's so scratchy as you normally would think. I can't wait to get this piece out. I just wish I had more mannequins to display these on. Well, I say that. And I do. That's a lie. I do. This one's probably going to make it to a mannequin. This is one of the sadnesses about getting spring and summer pieces in the fall and winter. I love bringing things out on the floor in the spring that are fresh, that no one has seen before. But usually those are pieces I get 2 seasons ahead of time. And I don't want to put this out right away. I want to save it. This gorgeous 1970s, very lightweight. I mean, pretty sure it's kind of a cotton blend. Just has these little capes on the sleeves, the square neck. Beautiful lightweight. I mean, put these with a pair of your favorite high-waisted jeans, and I wonder if I have any. Okay, so I hung that up and I grabbed this pair of high-waisted denim jeans. Again, not the best comparison. I only have one short T-Rex arm, but this is a perfect outfit. Put a little chain belt on it. Now this reminds me of an outfit, and I hope my mom doesn't hate me for posting this. I'll post a photo of it of her from the 70s in an outfit similar to this, and I absolutely love it. To me, this is what the 70s was. If you take out like the Saturday Night Fever disco aspect of it, which was a pretty small portion of the 70s, these are more of the outfits you saw. And I love it. I think they're classic. I think they're timeless. Others probably would disagree with me, but the airiness and breeziness of this top, and to pair it with something as hard as the denim, I love the hard and soft. So I'll probably keep this blouse in back until summer, and then I can do this grand window display, but it's gonna be really painful to keep it hidden for that long. All right, with this next one, I'll admit, when I first saw it, I thought it was pretty garish, but as my eyes kind of settled, I just really started to pay attention to the little details, and it's very Arabian Nights-esque with the little gold fringe tassels on the belt and the rope cording. But then if you look really closely at this pattern, it's a mix of a paisley print, but then also you see these really beautiful violets mixed in, and it's from the brand Cabernet. I believe this one is from the 90s. If I had to estimate it, it's very, if you've ever seen Night at the Roxbury, it kind of reminds me very similar of that, like even like a 90s Miami vibe. But once my eyes settled, I realized I really, really love this robe. And again, you could wear it at night, wear it as a duster over even, I don't know, a black dress. You could really go all out. Now, I would love to meet the person who lives in Fargo, North Dakota, who would wear this and do it justice. I don't know if that exists, but somewhere out there, someone is going to wear this and do me proud. And whoever ends up owning this, please send me pictures, because you will be my hero. I'm absolutely obsessed, and I've fallen in love with this piece. Now, y'all know I'm a sucker for vintage lingerie and undergarments, and I saw these two pieces, and of course, I had to have them. Now this is, I believe it's a 1970s bustier. Yep, and it is from Warner's Allure Lycra. Wonderful condition. I mean, it's a great wearable bra. I love the detailing at the top. And then we have this body suit slash shaper. Let's see if I can grab a hold of the tag and see what brand it is. I don't have my glasses on and I can't read it. What does that say? Underscore for JCPenney. Okay. Really, really love these. More and more lately, I've been having people coming in asking for vintage bras and vintage body shapers. And you ask, I deliver. Great pieces. Got to get them steamed, and then they will be right out on the floor. Now going back to the really cool bright patterns, we have this 1960s polyester dress with little button down detailing right there. Another wonderful wearable size. This one, again, might be one I might hold on to until the spring. And I'll tell you why. It's a little bit, maybe a mini rant for this video, but anybody who sells vintage, owns a vintage shop, whether you own a thrift shop, secondhand, whatnot, I always get asked, oh, Halloween must be your favorite time of year because that's probably when you're the busiest because you have people shopping for costumes. And I know people don't mean it to be kind of an insult, but I've always taken it as you see vintage only as being a costume and things that you can't actually wear. And I firmly oppose that. I don't believe that at all. I feel like if you're buying these pieces just to wear them once for a Halloween costume, I personally think you're wasting your money. I would much rather someone buy this, wear it for a costume, but then keep wearing it because it's awesome. If you're gonna just buy vintage just to wear it once and toss it, well, just don't toss it. Redonate it if you want, but there are cheaper places to do that. That's where, go to thrift stores where you're spending, I mean, what are thrift store prices now? I don't know, $5-10. I don't know anymore. Instead of coming to a vintage shop and spending like $35 on something you're not going to wear, I want you to get use out of it. And I don't see this as a costume. I see it as a piece that you can do a lot with. Throw a camel color belt on, get some nice, camel color brown boots. You can totally make this modern. But then again, I'm not afraid of a little color. I'm not afraid of patterns, and this dress does the trick. And again, if you wear it as a costume, great, but please get more use out of it than just that one time a year. So I love the color black. I love wearing black. I just love the chicness of it. I'm very much in the Stevie Nicks camp. I want to wear black everything. And when I saw this skirt, it looks just like a black skirt, but I see it as a great layering piece that you can do so much with. I love this corseted lace up effect at the top. It's from the 90s, from the brand Studio Y. And I think, what is the material on here, just out of curiosity? 50% rayon, 39% polyester, 3% spandex. So it's got a good amount of stretch. It's got this really great slit up the side. I mean, you can do so many things with this. A blouse, a cropped top, anything. I love it. Wearing some knee-high black boots. This one I would be tempted to keep myself, but I would much rather have more fun with it playing around on the mannequin. And it would be cool to get it on a mannequin and get it online. But again, I see this as what outfits can I build from this and show people what they can do with these pieces. And this one is a perfect example. Now, by the time this video hits, if I've styled any mannequins with any of these, I will add pictures, but I'm just really excited to get going on this. Now, I can't do kind of a 90s themed haul without adding in a St. John's Bay from the 90s. Beautiful Nordic style knit cardigan. These really cool, I love some wood toggle buttons. Very classic, very fisherman's vibe, nautical. And St. John's Bay, I mean, these sweaters will last you forever if you take care of them. I think this is really soft, really cozy, great for these Midwestern winters. Another great, this is as casual as I'll get, and I don't really see this as casual. Perfect layering piece, great for the fall and upcoming winter. It's a breath of fresh air, I think. And looky here, we have another Jansen, and this one is from the 80s. Really killer pattern, great color palette, wonderful size, knit. This is menswear, marked XL in men's. These go really fast because they're great really for any customer I have coming in, regardless of gender, because it's cozy and it's unique. For some people, it might be long enough to where you can just wear leggings underneath and be kind of like a sweater dress. But I'm a sucker for patterns, and I've always loved blues and reds and creams. It does have this really cool geometric nautical theme, which is very appropriate for Jansen. But anytime I get Jansen in, I do a little happy dance. This one needed to be put on a hanger. It's this insane 1980s cobalt blue silk dress with beautiful sequins and bead embellishments. I absolutely love the gathering at the waist right here. This little bow, little train right there. And I mean, look at these details. Very mermaid-esque. The way these sequins kind of shift into that purpley green. Now this is by the brand. Part of that was cut off, but is it Spencer Jeremy, I believe? Tag is a little rough. How gorgeous though, and even has these details on the sleeves. Let me turn it around to get a good shot of the back, and the embellishment goes all the way around. Now this is a holiday dress if I ever saw one. Little prong set rhinestones scattered in there. I'm really, I'm saying obsessed a lot. It's because it's true. This really is a beauty, and I didn't even really have to give it much thought when I came across this. It was an easy yes. Now the 80s can get a really bad rap. Very pronounced styles. It's known for the shoulder pads. This actually doesn't have any shoulder pads in it, which shocks me. At first I thought there probably were, but maybe it was just meant to be kind of loose and drapey at the top. But this is the part of the 80s I love. This classic style where you have beautiful bold colors, you have sequins, and it's interest. Like, you have clothing with interest. And I think this is super wearable. It's comfy. It's not super thick, so you could really wear this in the spring, fall, winter. It's insanely gorgeous. I have a laundry list of pieces I'm gonna have to get. We're getting down in the pile, and this is one that you're either gonna love or you're gonna hate. And these are from either the very late 90s or very early 2000s. J. Bush Hollywood Creations, made in the US. And the reason why I got these jeans, anybody who was in the early 2000s, late 90s knows that these low-rise hip hugger jeans were all the rage. Now these are very light wash, and if you see, like, from here to the crotch, that's very low down. Now I admit, in the 2000s I did hop on the low-rise trend for just a bit. Embarrassingly enough, it was in junior high. I have so many embarrassing stories about it, but I have too much pride to tell them right now. These are in wonderful condition, really good size, and I don't know, it's just, again, part of that nostalgia that I really have a kinship with. So I'm gonna look up this brand and see if they're still around, see if I can find out more about them. But really great proof of the style that was very indicative of that time. You had, you know, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all wearing the low rise. Now, if you had a butt, like someone like me, you had a hard time keeping these babies up. So a lot of oopsies, I'm sure, happened to those of us who may have worn these. Not something I would wear again. I prefer high-waisted now at my age, but these are definitely a sign of the times. Now this is second to last item, and it is this great distressed vintage Levi's denim jacket. Looks like it is menswear. It does have signs of age and wear, some rust stains. Ugh, look at all the pockets. But again, that's what I love about these jackets, is I want them to look worn. I love the darting details, the wear on the collar. Flip it over. This is just, when you think of a denim jacket, this is exactly what comes up. I remember watching The Outsiders, and you would always see, you know, the cool guys wearing these pieces. Not the guys in my school growing up. They wish they had this style. Absolutely love it. Got a lot of great denim jackets. I'm very, very happy. I don't always get a chance to get these. When I do, they're usually out the door pretty quick. But now I have a good lot of them that I think we're gonna have some fun with. Do up the mannequins, show them off. Great way to head into fall. Last, but certainly not least, is this cool, comfy 1970s faux fur winter jacket, fully lined by the brand Beekman Place, New York. Now, I know when I initially looked at this, she said it was one of her projects, because as you can see, we're in here. I just saw, oh, here we go. There are a couple of little spots, discolorations, just due to storage. I've cleaned some of these before, so it's not too big of a deal. To me, I just really, really love this coat. It's a nice fleece out, like lining on the outside. You have this sash, you can unbutton it if you don't want it and just want to keep it buttoned and straight down. Normally I don't buy a lot of winter coats into the winter season because I already have them in back, but I thought this would be a nice one. A little bit of a project, but it's comfy, it's cozy, love the color, and I think it'll be a really great addition to what we have in stock on the floor, and it will be perfect for someone's closet. All right, so we have hit the end of this latest vintage haul. Like I said, it was definitely a trip through the decades. You had pieces from the 40s all the way up to the very cusp of Britney Spears era, early 2000s, and everything in between. It's the fun thing about not limiting yourself to certain decades, is you get to see a wide range of cool pieces come in. Memories that I had growing up that have been really fun to revisit. So now I'm gonna get to work cleaning what needs to be cleaned, which is just that one coat, and getting all of these pieces ready to be put up online, on the floor, and off to their forever homes. So I thank you again so much for watching and having fun with me while I do this. This is the best part of my job, getting these pieces and going back over and looking at them and reminiscing and just having fun. Very lucky to be able to do it, and I thank you again for watching, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And for those of you who in the comments over the past couple of vintage haul videos, I always have to say this because I appreciate it so much. When there are things that I don't know and you pop it down in the comments, I love it. I love learning and connecting with those of you out there who just have the knowledge, and I appreciate it a lot, because you don't have to comment and help me out on things, but I really, really appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed, and vintage community is amazing, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it. But until next time, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week.